live. Oh, you guys, sorry that I'm getting my camera set up. I am so sorry. I did not mean to hit live until I had that thing set where I want it. But here we are. We are live. I hope you guys come join the fun on our Monday live here on YouTube. I have got so many fun things to show you with this stuff. We're going to do a simple little spring painting on this wood palette board or this wood board, and then we are going to add glass and resin. So let me know if you are here and watching. I hope you guys are having fun. And I'm going to pull this up where I can see comments, so give me 1 second. It won't take long, and we will get started. I hope that you guys are doing well, had a good weekend. Let us know. Here we go. We are live. So funny because I wasn't trying to push the button, but it went live. Hello, Marcia. This is so funny. I didn't even get to send all my notifications out. So if anybody wants to go let the, anywhere else know that we are live, that would be great. We've had a really weird day over here at my house, so I'm a little out of sorts, but that's okay. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Leanne. Happy y'all are here. Thank y'all for being here. And I'm going to get started by putting some multi-purpose sealer on my wood base, and we're going to just paint that on. This, oh, that's not the brush I need. Let's see, where did it go? Here it is, my old trusty old yucky brush. When I use my wood sealer, that's a little pro tip for you. It's better to not use your good brushes because this is a type of glue. So I just use one of my old brushes that, otherwise would be thrown away. And that way, if I don't clean it right away or leave it sit too long, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to use my really good brushes on wood anyway. So just get that painted on because this will help our wood not to release those micro bubbles when we do resin. I'm going to dry this, so while I'm drying, you guys say hey, let me know you're here. And we'll go to the next step. Hi Celeste, hi Sydney, so happy y'all are here. Would one of y'all mind letting the Art and Grace VIPs know that we are live? I'm so sorry that I did not get to do that before I hit the live button. So I didn't get to give my little notification. Let's see. Hope y'all are having a good day. Let us know. Thank you, Marcia. I know what you mean. We're spreading the paint over here, but I know exactly what you mean. Oh, Sydney, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I hope it works. I hope I don't have to go over and, approve it. I don't think so. I don't know how that works. But that's okay. Listen, there's always replays. So I've got that coat. I'm not even going to go ahead and do another coat. Typically I put 2, but 1 will work just fine. I've never had a problem, and I've done 1 before in a hurry. But you will have a better outcome if you'll use a sealer that goes on top of wood and accepts your paint. Now, since I use DecoArt, I use the DecoArt multi-purpose sealer. It works really well with the paint. So you can use your favorite if you want to, if you've already got one. But if not, I highly recommend this one. I buy it in the large size every time it's on sale, and it's never failed me. Since I started doing that, I've had really good outcomes with my resin. Now, I use these little advertisements that are, kind of nice hard paper. So let's use their money when it comes to advertising. They spent the money to send it to me, and I'm going to use it. So just a little bit of our blue with a lot of white. Who said that? Hey, Stritz, I don't know you, but I'm glad you're here. Let us know if you are maybe Janet. I don't know. I'm guessing. And, oh, I wanted a brown. Let's get my burnt umber. You did just message. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. That's great. That is more than I can ask for. More than I can ask for. Can y'all tell what I'm going to do with these colors I've got here in front of me? Now, we're going to just take any flat brush to get our base on. This is just a kind of a large flat number 12. I'm going to do blue with some white and just get this on the background. You really can just slap this on and not worry about it because it's not that important, since this is just our background to our cute little design we're doing. Sydney, oh, awesome. Hey, Sherry, thank you guys for sharing this out. That means the world to me. I hope you'll take a second and hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Even if you're a shy person and you don't like to comment, just say hi, because all of that stuff will help me get out there more, since I did not have the time to send all my typical notifications. If you're not on my email list, get on there, because I do send an email every Monday, and I sent one today letting y'all know I'd be live tonight at 6, and I always put my schedule in there for the week. But like I said, we've had a weird day here. I'll explain later, but you know, I'm not, Ron is not well, and so I am not myself, but he's okay that I can do this, and I'm excited to be here. I love our Monday nights here on YouTube, and so I didn't want to miss it unless I had to. Okay, just getting this easy background on. Oh, how funny. My little feed had paused. Now I'm caught up with you guys. Oh, I'm so glad. Sydney, you're the best. Thanks for doing that. I lost my helper, so I need all the help I can get. I just grabbed some brown. I didn't mean to. Hold on. You can either wet your brush. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can wet your brush, go back over it, kind of pick that up. It just kind of, it's like mopping the floor, you know, it just kind of mops it up and spreads it around, and you can then go back with your white and your Bahama blue and go right over it. We'll fix it. It's not a big deal. Or you can use a wet baby wipe. Brenda, thank you. I wasn't going to burden you, but you know, we pray for each other, and it's, you know, that's what we're here for. We're not here just to create art. We're here to, in my opinion, to kind of do life together and to pray for each other and to encourage each other when things are not always smooth sailing. So I hope that you guys, whatever you're bringing in here tonight, I hope that you leave feeling a little better or a little more relaxed anyway. Okay, we're back in business. I'm going to finish bringing this down a little ways before we do use our brown. Let's see. Thank you, Marcia. Y'all are so sweet. Thanks, Chris. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Pray for Brenda too. We both have things going on that we really need the prayer. And, you know, God hears even just an uttered quick little, Lord be with them for their, you know, you don't need to know all the details, and you can still really help. And so thank y'all for doing that. I love our VIP group for that reason. We can pop in there and say, please pray, literally those 2 words, and many of us will stop what we're doing and pray. So it is definitely more than just teaching art. We are fixing to open, and I'm not technically open today, but here's my thing. I was thinking today, I was like, it's taking so much to get this launched, to go open again, that if you are one that's asked me, because lots of you guys have emailed me or said something on a live, if you're one that has wanted in and we just haven't been open yet, you just send me a message if you want to do it right now, today or something, and I'll let you in, because we're painting so many cute things and doing so many cute things that it makes me sad I can't get it together enough to get open. So just send me a message and I'll get you in there. All right, that's good on this top part for now. We're going to let that dry while we do our ground. So we're doing a little carrot painting and glass art. I'm going to grab my burnt umber and work that into my brush. But I'm also going to tap down in a little black to even darken that up a little bit. And you'll see what I do where I pick up some brown you know, kind of put that on. I might touch it into the black and then kind of, and just get the background of a dark brown on. It would be nice if we dried that blue, but I'm in a hurry. I'm trying to make up some time because you know, I chit chat too much, and when I'm editing my videos, I'm always like, oh my gosh, stop talking and paint, you know. So I know a lot of y'all like to get on and hurry and not, you know. So I'm trying to multitask and just keep going. Brown and black. I'm going to do the sides. I like bringing my colors up on the sides when I can. Sometimes if it's a more serious painting, I just do one color. But when it's something whimsical, go for it. You know, bring those colors and make the sides even super cute. Or you could do stripes or whatever. Okay, how are y'all doing? Let's read a few comments to be sure I don't miss anything. Oh, Brenda, listen, we've become a little family, don't we? Now, I say that, but you know, in the VIP group, you've got a lot of busy people. We have a lot of creators in there. We have people who own their own business. We have people who work full-time, many people that work full-time. So they come in, sometimes I'll even see something like at 1, 2 in the morning. So a lot of people aren't, you know, chit-chatty with us, and that is totally fine. You know, we're all in different ages and stages of life. So I tell them it's like a cafeteria where you come and get what you need when you can, and the rest is there when you want it. Or you can completely pass on certain things if it's not your thing. Okay, so there's the base for our, you know, ground so far, but we are going to do more to it. I'm going to just dry this real quick so that, because I can tell my blue's not quite dry. So I'm going to dry this and then we'll go to the next step. I agree, Celeste. I love our little family. How's everybody's weather? It was absolutely beautiful here today in Fort Worth. So beautiful and sunny. In fact, it did get kind of hot. I tried to be outside for part of the day, but I got too hot. It was really, in the sun, it's just so hot. Hi, Inga. Glad you made it. You're never running late. You just, like I was just saying, come when you can, hang out when you can. There's always a replay when you can't. But I am glad you lost out cleaning supplies, running late, got lost cleaning out craft supplies. Oh, I see. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, that's good enough for sure. All right, I hope I got that one hidden. Nebraska over 70. Yes, we needed the sun. I always say I'm solar powered, and I mean it. I really get down when it's not, you know, when it's too much rain and darkness. I just need to be in the sun. And I don't mean like laying out, but, you know, just like doing something in the sun, or even just sitting on my back porch drinking coffee with sun, something outside. Okay, let's do a little more. We got great coverage on our blue, but I am going to put a little bit more because I want really good coverage, not just good coverage. So let's get out a little more white and blue. That was way too much blue. And just continue. This is like a sky, obviously, just a little sky background. Sometimes I do it in X motion. Sometimes I do it like this, smooth side to side. Sometimes I'll take my brush with a little white and do these, I don't know, just super easy little cloud things, you know. This is not supposed to be fine art. This is whimsical And the kind of thing right here that you would do for or with grandkids and or kids and just have fun. You know, let them do their thing, you do your thing. They can follow the tutorial just like you can, and everybody has fun and relaxes. Just, you know, get off the TV. There's nothing hardly. There's not a lot of good on there anyway, right? Okay, same brush. We haven't changed our brush yet. I'm gonna clean that. And then we're gonna do, I like to show you guys, and even when we're in the private group, I like to teach by showing you a painting, and then also we can do some glass art so that those who want to can go on and do the glass, and if you don't, then you can stop at the painting. Is that an 8 by 8? It does look like it. I didn't measure it. Let's just see. I do think it is. I ordered a little kit and it had several sizes. Yes, it's an 8 by 8. Yes, ma'am. That was a good guess. Do you guys like using the wood surfaces? I love canvases, and I paint on canvases. I'll paint on anything for that matter, but for glass art, wood is always my preference. It will handle whatever you put on. So if you want to use heavy glass or a lot of glass, you don't have to worry about it. So, okay, so I was going to tell you, if I was just going to do this as a painting, I would want this part down here to look more like dirt. So I would use any kind of textured brush like this cat tongue. I'll show you what it can do. Or I would use like a dry brush and give some texture to it. So let's just start with this. Hi, Mary. I'm not going to get this wet because I have a certain technique I'm going to do with it. So I'm just getting it into the paint and both colors, and then I'm going to just kind of, now, you know, this is supposed to resemble dirt, or, you know, if people look at it, they would see, oh, that's dirt, you know, against a sky. So it's not, we're not trying to be perfect, but that's what I like about this type of art. It's very forgiving and fun. So just tapping it down. You don't want to keep going over the same areas because you'll just lose all of the different colors. It'll just end up blending together. So once you get it down, kind of leave it alone, move to the next area, and if you need to, you can go back over it when it dries. But this should be good. Mary, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys that are able to share it. I still haven't taken the time to look into where are y'all sharing it to? Just tell me that. Maybe I do know how to do it. I guess I've never shared one except for my own when I go in here. I mean, I typically, if I'm on here not for myself, then I'm watching like a crime documentary or some type of documentary type show, or sometimes a kind of an uplifting message or something. So it's not really something I would share out, I guess. No lives, really. How do you share? If somebody will help Judy, that would be amazing. Because Judy, you know, I do know that when I share this out, I have to take away the comments. I just have to get out of the comments and get back, you know, to the screen before that, and then I'm able to share. I hope y'all can see, and if not, I'm going to hold this up where you get the texture. You know, you kind of can see the texture that this brush is given and just the technique that I'm using. Play with your brushes. You know, if you've got some brushes you're not used to using, see what they can do for you, because you'd be surprised, I think, how each brush can usually do more than it was intended to do. I'm going to hold that up and let you see. Thanks, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Okay, let me hold this up for you so you can see how you kind of get that textured look. Thanks, Sydney. I appreciate you guys helping me out. Ron is not able to be here. Not that he could have. He struggles with, he's like, well, the comments come so fast, I can't say hi to everybody. So we take what we can get when he's here, right? Oh, Brenda, thank you. You are so sweet. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Number 5, does that mean you've sent 5 of these to people? That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. That's your 5th super on a live stream. Awesome. Hey, Deb. Good to see you today. That's right. Hi, everyone. Yeah, he feels bad though. He tried to make a funny joke last week, he said, and he didn't think that she got it. I think he said to Sherry, but I'm not sure. Don't remember now. Okay. I think that is good. That's all the painting you have to do. I'm going to show you what we're going to do now with our fun stuff. So let's mix some resin. Let me get these out of my way. That couldn't be easier, could it? So here's, can y'all see my little things? These are hand cut little pieces we're gonna use. I've got all kinds of beads. Look at how pretty. Wait a minute. I think I decided I do want to paint the carrots. Let me show you. I was thinking it'd be so cute to use these. Okay, we got to paint the carrots. Now that I remember, took me a second to, I did decide to paint the carrots. I was thinking I was going to use the beads, but we still might use them, but I did decide I was going to paint. So we're back to the, oh, Celeste, wow, thanks. Hopefully that will help us. So for my carrots, I would say either an angle brush or a round. I'm going to use a round. Anytime I'm doing something that is curved, I like a round brush. So this is a round number 7. And this is from my favorite brushes for inexpensive. These are good brushes for like 10 bucks. You get, I don't know, eight different sizes of brushes. And I'm tapping it into the white, and we're going to do a carrot coming out of the ground. So just get your carrot shape down. This will take 2 coats. And I do have a tracer in the group, but I'm going to make a new one since I'm painting this again today. Some of you may have already seen me do this before, but this is just kind of a little bit of a new design, and I'm using different glass and all that, so, you know, I'll make a new tracer for you. Okay. That white not only is pretty and gives it a, you know, a little more blended look and a little more interest, but it also helps with the transparency of orange. It's not an opaque color, so it'll just help it to show up a little better. We got a big daddy. Oh, Celeste, you're so sweet, you guys. I wish y'all wouldn't. I feel so bad when the VIPs do it because they are paying to be in my membership. So I always feel like, you guys, I love what I do, and I love when y'all are here live. It's always more fun, so you do not have to do that. I even tip people that, you know, that are, I mean, I know there's one guy I watched that he's got 10 times more money, well, more than that than I do. But sometimes I just feel grateful that people take their time to, and I know he's making money. It's not like he doesn't need money. But anyway, just a tip is sometimes nice for anybody. So thank you so much, you guys. You're not expected. Don't feel like, oh, I need to do that. No, you don't. Don't feel bad if you don't. Just going down the line. In our family, I almost need to be the big one. I'm teasing, but you know, he's lost a lot of weight with his cancer last year, and so I do feel kind of big compared to him now. So I'm right up there with him, as you notice, if we're going to do a carrot family. Thank you, thank you. Has everybody had dinner tonight, or has anybody had dinner tonight? Oh, and how do y'all feel about time change? I absolutely love it because, like I said, I need the sun and I love it being light longer. I'm a night owl, so, you know, as long as the sun wants to be out, I'm good with it. But it just feels like I have more day, you know? When the sun goes down at 5 o'clock, it's like, okay, batten down the hatches, it's bedtime, and that's crazy. I like having sun. If I want to run, go somewhere, I can, and not feel like it's midnight. You don't mind it? I don't either. Me too, Levada. How are you? Okay, that's for our first coat. We will come back with our brown and kind of cover a little more when we're done with that orange, but I'm going to dry that again so that we can go to the next step and not have to wait. Oh, I know. Yeah, ours too. It's so funny how they know, right? They know. Their tummies have the clock in it. No dinner, you just want to put tummy in one place and leave it. Yes. A lot of people feel that way. And honestly, if they did it this way, I would be fine with that. I just don't like it being dark at 5 o'clock. But if they would leave it like this, I'd be all about it. Yes, Marcia says that too. Oh, Chris, isn't it the truth? Yeah, I used to go sit outside and eat a lot, so I would miss out on visiting with people. But I really, like I told y'all, I really need some sun. I can't stand being inside too much. Yes. Well, I'm afraid they'll leave it the other way, and I don't like that. So, you know, if I could tell them what to do, I would. But they don't listen. I typically recommend you guys let this cool off. It gets really hot if you're using a heat gun, but I'm going to keep going and just put on one more coat of our orange and white. I'm using cadmium, yes, cadmium orange. In fact, let's put a little highlight on this side. So we'll do that on each of them. Give them a little highlight on that left side. You need sun too, yeah. Feels so good, doesn't it? And it doesn't have to be a long time, but we need that vitamin D. You know, people used to work outside in the fields and farming and, I don't know, just animals doing whatever they had to do. And we've evolved, and so we're not outside like that anymore. We're working inside. But we still need that vitamin D. It just feels good on my skin. I know it's not good for us, so that's why I can't stay long, but you know, take a couple of little 5-minute breaks sometimes, and that helps. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, I was putting I need to put a little more highlight. Top and left side. Like that. Now, that's all the painting we can do. Oh no, I told y'all I gotta bring the grass up. I'm in such a hurry, obviously. Don't we all wish we could tell? Yes, we sure do. You know, women know. We know what needs to happen. Let us in there and we'll figure it all out. All right, I'm gonna just come back into my brown and black, this time with that big flat brush, and just kind of add some pouncing to kind of bring that up a little. I want to cover where I didn't get the carrot to the ground, or you know, it's just almost impossible to get it nice and smooth there. So this works, and you can bring some piles up bigger like that. Like the dirt's kind of, you know, uneven. You could have just a little sticking out if you want to, but I think it's pretty. So they're like, please come get me, pick me. You know, make it fun. And then I'm just doing a few more pounces because number one, I've got the paint on my palette, and number two, it will help it to blend in and look nice with what we already have. That's probably good. Y'all hear Blue? She's coming. There she is. All right. Now we're done with painting. So that's a really fast little painting. It only took us, you know, probably less than 30 minutes. And, you know, once you put your little stems or greenery, you're good. But wait, there's more. We're going to do a little more to kind of make it look even cuter. I'm going to let it dry the rest of the way by just kind of setting it aside, and maybe I can still keep it in the camera. I don't know how much will show. And let's mix our resin, and then we'll set the resin aside while we do our glass, you know, putting on our glass. So always wear your gloves. I know live, most of you guys watching, you know everything about resin, but I do like to go through and kind of give the full spiel as often as I can, because there will be people that come behind us and watch, and maybe they've never done it. Marcia, I will tell her. So art resin is what I use. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if I use an ounce of resin, I've got to use an ounce of hardener. So that's the first thing you need to know. You do need a few supplies like cups, throwaway kind of cups, and a level. This level came from the Dollar Tree. So it, you know, the initial investment is not as bad as it might seem, but you do need a few things before you get started. So just watch our tutorial and you will, if you're a first timer, hopefully you will see how easy it is. I'm going to go ahead and mix 2 ounces because I do have something I can resin if I have extra, and I love doing that because lately I've been painting little canvases and some other things that that will go in my Etsy shop eventually if I can get it together, like these. And these I did put DuraClear, but I could put resin and even sprinkle some little glass or something. So, you know, it's always, if you have extra, just have something that you can have to resin. I am going to pour it right up to the line. Yeah, this is a lot. This is going to definitely give us some extra. And if you notice, I get real quiet and get real serious here because I want it to be as exact as I can get it. So it is literally right up to the line. And since this is the resin with the black top, I'm putting this way back here, way far away from me. And if I had to leave the room, say Ron had an emergency and I had to leave the room, well, when I come back, if I'm able to continue, then I'd be, if they were both sitting here, I wouldn't know what I just did. So now, because that one's way back there, I know that I have not poured my hardener. And this has happened to me once, and so I don't want it to happen to anybody else. So I try to tell y'all that, and if you'll get in that practice, it will save you the heartache and the expense. Because if you get 2 resins or 2 hardeners, it will do absolutely nothing to your painting. You'll have to scrape it all off and try to start over, or get mad in frustration and throw it away. So, you know, save yourself. And also, I kind of repeat as much of this every time as I can. Also, because it kind of gets drilled in our heads. If you hear it enough, you're like, you can say my spiel because you've heard me so many times. This is a clean cup. I did just, you know, splatter a little paint on it as I was painting. I just got these from the Dollar Tree. I went to, oh, sorry if I hit that camera. I went to see if they had these by chance, and I knew they wouldn't, and they didn't, but I was hoping. And so I ended up picking up these. I'm just going to pour both of these in here, and then we'll stir together for 3 minutes. And I'm using a little silicone stir stick. You just clean it after each use, and you can use it for a year or more. They, you know, until it kind of starts wearing out at the cracks of it, but no need to buy another one or anything. So there's one. We're going to put this other one in here. And then once I get them both in, we're going to set a 3-minute timer and stir this slow and easy for 3 minutes. You don't want to stir too fast or you'll get a lot of micro bubbles in it. I quit using, you know, SIRI because she was affecting all of your timers. But I'm going to set my little retro timer to 3 minutes here. And hopefully it's pretty exact. And start stirring. So notice I just kind of stir slow and easy. If you have a larger base cup, you can do kind of an 8-figure, or just keep stirring and scraping the side of your cup, scrape the bottom of your cup, and then every so often scrape your stick and get that all back in and kind of circulated. And in 3 minutes, you'll have just a perfectly mixed batch. But I never skimp. I know the ladies will attest that I always do the exact 3 minutes. If you're in a cold environment, then you would want to put this in a warm bath, is what we call it. So both of the lids to your product are tightly on, and you just put it in like a pan or a dish of warm water. And you don't want the warm water to cover your bottle. You know, just have it, I mean, most of our bottles aren't filled to the brim, so just have, but not hot. You know, you don't want it too hot. You just want warm water. And if you'll do that, then that will warm up your resin and your hardener if you're in a cold environment, because it likes to be about 75 to 80 degrees. That would be ideal. But, you know, some of us have really cold basements or she sheds that we're working in, and you're going to have to take care of that before you can use it if it's too cold. You got your, oh, I'm so glad. Yay. I love sending happy mail. If you're new to me, I occasionally just send happy mail to anybody, you know, like I'll just randomly draw somebody that shared this out, or that, you know, made a lot of comments or asked questions or whatever. So you never know, but it's almost always somebody who shared, so I can say thank you. And I think, Celeste, you won inside the VIP group I think you pick the number, because I'll do pick a number between 1 and 20 or whatever. And I think she got that. Let's see, what else? Anybody have any questions while I'm stirring? It's always a good time to ask. The only other thing that I like to say is to please be sure you do your research about whatever resin you're looking at. Don't just go pick one off the shelf without knowing. Oh, you got, oh good. Yes, I thought so, Celeste. I'm glad you got it, Sydney. Do you like it? Okay, I'm gonna set this aside while we play, and I'm gonna set it aside where I'm not gonna tump it over, you know, that's good to go. So let's look at this, and y'all help me decide what we're gonna do with it. I know, where's the brown I pulled? Oh, I did pull this brown. So you can cover as much or as little of your painting as you want. Sometimes when I get this done, I'm like, well, that covers up our pretty painting. But on something like this, it doesn't really matter. It's nothing special. It's just, you know, so if you want to use some glass like this and have that be the ground, that would be cute. So y'all let me know as you're watching me do this live, you know, what you think. Like, do you like it? Do you not like it? All the things. And I personally, for whatever reason, I just like to turn my glass over to where the mirrored side is not. This is reflective glass, so I don't know if y'all can see the sparkle and shine. It's almost like a mirrored effect. So I like to turn it this way, but you don't have to. I mean, most people don't. I'm just a little OCD when it comes to that. And I like it facing with the mirrored side down, but you don't have to do that. You know, sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll just leave it. But personal preference. Like all art, you know, you do it how you like it. The techniques will be the same for all of us, but then you can use your own embellishments. Maybe you've got a lot of rocks in your area or in your, you know, little pebbles that you need to use. Maybe you bought them for another project and you don't, you know, just use whatever you have, and you can use buttons or anything. So let's say we do that. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. And then I did cut out of a vase some of these little pieces, kind of like leaves, greenery that are on top of the carrots. I'm just laying them out to get size and see what sizes I have. I did these in it probably took me about 10 minutes, maybe less, to cut them and hone them or take them across one of, well, here, I'm sitting right here, one of these stones that you can get all the sharp edges off, which you definitely need to do. You must wear glasses whenever you work with glass because it will shoot across the room at times, you know, when you're cutting it. So definitely never do this without wearing your glasses because you don't want to lose an eye over some silly carrot painting, right? Let's get our biggest pieces. That's what I was going to try to do, is find our biggest pieces for Dad and Mom, and then some of the little ones for the kids. Let's give Dad a couple. And a couple here, and then the baby gets one. And then, oh, and these, we've got little ones here. So if you had a family of 3, you could do 3, or this could just be for fun and not meant to be your family, but you know, I think things like this are fun to do, you know, for somebody or for maybe your daughter that has kids, or I don't know, you know, just whatever. And then I'm going to use some Vitrograph. That is this curly stuff. I get it on Etsy, and I'm happy to share the lady that I buy it from. I have bought quite a bit from her. It's always been great. I've never had any problems. I've never even had any, I don't think, broken. I don't think any's ever arrived broken that I know of. But I was just going to put some of this up here too. You can break it with your fingers, but I don't like to. I'll show you. I'm going to close my eyes while I do this because even this can, and see, it can and usually does have little shards, but if I can show you what it looks like here, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but you can see a little bit of, you know, mess there, a little shard that came off. So I prefer to use my nippers. I'll show you. I'm glad I didn't put these up. I didn't think I might need to show you. But if you use your nippers, and I'm shutting my eyes, which is not best practice, but now that end is absolutely perfect. So I prefer just to go ahead and cut it. And that way you get a perfect little look. And I'm going to put my glasses on though to do this. And I'm doing it kind of off to the side so it doesn't go on my design like this little piece. I'm cutting this one at an angle, but so you get a nice shape. Just going to place that right there. And I like to use different colors. So sometimes, you know, it's about, I want to say $10 a bundle. So, you know, depending on how much you're able to spend, if you can get a couple of different colors, that's always fun. So I'm going to use both of these colors in this. But the technique's the same. You're just putting it in, and I'll do it one and try to catch it in my hand. And just lightly cuts that little piece. But this is the kind of stuff that I teach in depth in the group. And, you know, one thing, you don't ever have to stay forever, you know, like you can come in and learn what you need and then cancel the group if you're done. But I am, you know, like I said, I'm going to open it probably next week. So if you've been thinking about it, this is the time, because I don't open very often. This is the first time this year, and I try to just focus my time and attention in there, and it takes a lot of time to do an opening, you know, to kind of do some advertising and get the word out, so it's not my favorite thing to do. Where are these pieces called? They're called Vitrograph, Vitrigraph, I believe. I think it's an I. But in the VIP group, I do have this lady's info in there. And also, you know, I'll give y'all tonight, they will get the tracer and all of the supplies I'm using. They get links to those in case they just want to click a button and go to it. So it'll be in there. Y'all know I do that. I love this little skinny one. Also, with this lady, I can ask her, I'll say, can you send me some really skinny pieces? And she will. You know, you can, I'm sure she's very busy and probably doesn't have a lot of time to be doing that, but I've only asked her one time because I wanted it for something specific, you know, but she was really nice to accommodate me that way. I love this curved piece too. This is just a piece off of something else I made, so I'm going to throw him in here. Put you right there. Isn't that cute? So literally just like that, and it's cute to me. Let me know what y'all think. Hey girl, I'm so glad to see you, Beth. How are you? Very cool to have you on tonight. Okay, let's see. Now, I did pull my orange beads to see what I thought. I don't know. Let's just try them and see what we think. These are gorgeous, but I just don't know if I'm going to want to cover the carrot. So we're going to put them on and see. Y'all can help me. Tell me what you think. I sort of liked it, and I sort of thought, I don't know. I mean, you could do that, or you could leave it painted. And also, for anybody kind of getting into this, at first, you might not want to have the expense of buying beads and everything. You might just want to use some crushed glass and be done with it. And I always tell my group members, if you want something, let me know and I'll cut it for you and send it in a kit. I'm going to just pop down some others just to see. Y'all, we may not like this at all. I don't know. I think you love the orange. Do you like the orange beads? Is that what you mean? Y'all let me know about the orange beads. That's what I need your opinion on. I mean, I'm always more is more, and it kind of adds, you know, so I typically like it. Unless it's a really pretty painting, and then I don't want to take away from the painting, you know, but more glass, the better. Yes. Okay. I kind of agree with you. I'm going to put some out. I'm just getting a few of these little pieces because I've dumped, you know, sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll dump a bunch of things in one and not take the time to pull out all these little orange beads. But of course, right now, we decided we liked them, so I'm sitting here. I won't pull out many, but the more different elements you have, I think the prettier. You know, it's kind of unique to see a bunch of different little beads, but we don't always have a huge supply of what we need. Again, maybe you've got jewelry. I always say this, you know, if you are holding on to jewelry that's costume jewelry from when your mom or your grandmother was around, you know, you might want to find a design like flowers maybe, or a butterfly that you could use it on. And that way you have it visible. I think it's so good to have their things visible and not just stored away in a drawer. Now, should we put just the, oh, let me think about this, you guys. Y'all let me know. Should we only put the beads on the girls? Or do we do it on all of them? I'm doing the two girls and then we'll see what y'all think. I know it's silly to call these girls, but we're having fun, right? We're just having fun with it. So play along. That is such a pretty one. That's a little more yellow, but isn't that pretty? I might throw it in there just to see how it looks. Say the sun's shining on it. We'll put it more at the top and call it a highlight. You like the orange beads? I'm glad. Okay. I always have tweezers around that I can use to pick things up, because as you're working with these, you know, if I go in here with my finger, I'm probably going to move other things. So just use your tweezers to kind of, you know, pop something somewhere else. And then these tweezers just stay in here because they get gross with resin and things, because I pick at things as I'm doing the resin. Oh, thank you, Beth. That is such a sweet thing to say, and it's so true. I'm so bad. I'm new at doing lives here, and we're supposed to say that every time. And, you know, if you've got 20 people watching and they all subscribe now, a lot of y'all I'm sure are, but wouldn't that be great? So yeah, if you're new to me or you're watching the replay and you haven't watched before, hit subscribe. I do all kind of things, so come back and see us again and see if you like what I create. Okay, so that's that. Now, do y'all like beads on all four, or do we leave the boys plain? I can't decide what I think. So y'all let me know. I'm going to move these for now until we decide. We could, let me grab my clear glass. We could put clear glass on the boys. Everything in this bucket has already been hand cut and honed, so it's ready to pop down. I don't have to do anything to it. You like the clear glass idea? It's kind of cool having something different, you know. I have some big chunks. The glass that I'm working with is, like I said, it's already been honed, so it should not cut me with these gloves on, but I do use glass resistant, glass, I forget what they're called, but they keep you from getting cut when you're handling glass. Now they're not perfect, but they're pretty good. I don't like that chunky piece. I usually love mixing my glass. I'm going to put some, you know, different types in here. Let's slide him in here. Let's see. Do y'all like this? Let me know your opinions on it. So like the glass or take it off. My little bitty pieces always go to the bottom of this little bin. And I really don't want to dig around too much because I would get cut if I just start digging around the bottom. You like with two kinds of glass? Or you mean this? So you like this glass? Is that what you're saying? Okay. I think it's kind of cool, but I would love to know y'all's opinion. You have the bird's eye view, I say. I just used my little tweezers to dig around. That worked good. Cute. Now, tell me what y'all think. Let's see. You love it, Mary? Awesome. See what I mean? You know, it's hard not to move everything around when you're doing this. We're almost ready to put the resin. Not what I wanted for you. Okay, I think that's good. And that is it for the glass placement. I'm going to hold this up so you can have a good look before we resin. You like the beads? Okay. I'm so happy y'all are here live. And I always love it if you'll say, you know, replay, or just leave a comment when you watch the replay. That's good too, to know you came and watched. Okay, let's pour our resin. So we have already mixed this up and it's just been waiting for us. Nice and clear. We'll pop any bubbles with our torch. So the first thing I usually do on something like this, when it's got, I've already put the glass down, I'll just kind of drizzle first. For some reason, I don't love to just come in and pour. I like to kind of, I can put exactly how much I want. I just feel like I have a little more control. You can even use like a plastic Dairy Queen spoon if you want to spoon it on. I'm going to turn. I just happened to see a couple turned what I call the wrong way. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do this. But he wants to be the wrong way. He does not want to obey. Must be a teenager. So you guys that have already been through the teenage years, aren't you glad that we survived? I can't complain. I really can't. But my son gave me a little bit of trouble. Not Maddie. She's always been like, I hate to say the perfect child, but you know what I mean. Like really good. She's like my mother. Hi, Brookie. Glad you're here. Oh, Brenda, I'm sorry. You like it best without? Anybody else like it best without? Before I get up to that part, I can take it off. Oh, I just went over the edge, and I like to not do that. So if you're new to resin, you're going to want to turn this over before you even start this part and tape the bottom of it with some painter's tape, just like blue painter's tape. And that will keep, so your resin will roll over the edge like mine just did if you're not careful. Like I just poured it right on the edge, so of course it has nowhere to go but over. But usually I'm pretty careful and I just bring it to the sides and don't let it go over. So until you're, experienced with resin, it's going to go over the edges. And so if you tape the back, then when it does that, you can just pull off the tape and it pulls off those resin drips. But, I didn't do it on this because I typically never have the resin drips, but I'm going to have them today. So tomorrow what I'll do is I'll come in here early and turn it over and carefully heat those drips up with my heat tool and then scrape them off with like a razor. I use a razor blade from a box knife. I'm pouring resin. They're on there now. But take the lesson, and if you don't like them, then you don't have to do them, but it's too late. And I like them sticking off like this at the top. Just know that they could get broken if you bump them into something, but I usually take the chance because I think things that come off the page are cute like that, but you can definitely cut them down shorter if you don't want that. Probably depends on who it's going to, but I always send a little note with this saying keep it away from kids because this is glass. Now they can look at it and have it in their room even, as long as you can control. They're not going to take it down and handle it because this is glass, Glass is sharp, and even though I've done everything I can do to hone it down and get it really smooth, you can still have a sharp piece somewhere. So I recommend, having it not for kids, really. Not where they can get to it anyway. Okay, Betty, thanks for coming. And then use the stick, or you can use a toothpick to kind of be sure you're getting your resin to all of the edges. Art resin is self-leveling, so it will continue to kind of work itself out and get to the edges, but do your part to kind of get it there and have all areas covered with some resin. Probably going to have quite a bit of runoff because I'm kind of going fast and not being super careful, as you can see. Now, I am going to switch to a toothpick because that thing is even a little big for when I just want to do this and I just want to bring a little bit of resin to the corners. I'll kind of switch and use a toothpick for that part. I don't even know if this allows y'all to see it. I don't know if the camera is good enough that you can see me bringing it. You can take a little bit like that on your toothpick and kind of put it where you need it. Like so. And then what I'll do is I've got a desk beside me that is perfectly level. The one I'm using right now, I'm going to keep using tonight. I'm not done, so I don't want it sitting right here. So I'm putting it on that level desk over there. And then in about 15 minutes, I'll come and check it. Oh, and covered with a clear plastic bin, or you could use a box or whatever. And then in 15 minutes, I check it to be sure, like this little bead hasn't moved. This little bead here, get it back in the spot. Every now and then, you'll have something kind of travel. And so you can just kind of take your toothpick and move it back where you want it. And then after about 30 minutes, it's not going anywhere. It's going to stay where it is. So I've got it like I want it. Now I'm going to take my little heat torch. It's a little butane torch that you can use in the kitchen. This one is clearly just for this. I don't take it to the kitchen, but I'm just saying it's the type of torch that people use for creme brulee, things like that. Let me grab it and just, here's the flame. You're either going to have a short flame or a high flame. I put it about in the middle and then turn it to the open position. And now we can pop our bubbles and keep it moving. Just put it down, keep it moving. Don't leave it in one spot too long. And I think I got all the bubbles that round. Sometimes you might need to do that again if you see more bubbles. So when I come and check on it in 15 minutes to be sure nothing's moved, I will look for bubbles. And if there are any, I will do that again. But I think I've got them all. So let me hold it up now. Did I lose a leaf? Thank you, Brenda. Judy Weaver. Oh, man. It's so hard. Thank you. I'm going to pop this on just anywhere I'm looking to see. I'm going to give him another one. Isn't it funny I'm saying him? And that's about it. So let me show you. Oh, I wanted to show y'all something. I'm so glad y'all are on here live. You're fixing to learn a really cool little trick. So there's a few things that you can get at the Dollar Tree. When I went to look for those cups, I saw this on the shelf and thought, now I don't need this part. You can put your beads in it or something, but I like this part. So if you're doing a small piece, this would be perfect. So you can just put that like this. It was $1.25. I still have this piece if I want to put beads or something else in it. And that is covered. It keeps any dust or anything from flying out. And you can just lift it up, take a good look, put it back if you need to. Now, I try not to take this off except for the time I come in and check on it that one time. After that, I try to leave it because we've got a dog, and you know, if you don't sterilize your house weekly, you're gonna have some dust flying around even though you try. So I just like to keep it covered and you get less dust. When I say particles, they're tiny, but still I don't like them. Now let's look at this. The last time we got roses, Ron got these big nachos. Now this isn't big enough to cover this, but he got these big nachos and I said, give me that lid. So when I'm looking for something small and I don't really have anything right here handy, but like, you know, that would cover anything small. Sometimes I do coasters and you can line them up and then cover them with that. So that is a freebie. So think about that, you guys. Look around and see what you might have, because I have gone into this extensively in the group to talk about different ways you can use different things and not have to spend so much money to do this kind of art. Think outside the box. I just noticed I didn't see this. I'm gonna bring a little more resin too. You know, definitely don't have to go buy all the supplies. I've got a guide that tells you, you know, where I get my supplies, and like here's what I use, and it's got like my heat gun. I will put the link for that little guide in the description of this video. So just give me 30 minutes or so to get that done. And I would love to teach you more if you're interested. So sign up for the VIP group, get on the wait list, because we are going to open probably next week, and that way, or just message me. I can get you in. I know the owner. I can get you in. Okay, that's it. Like I said, I'm going to just put this over there and leave it. Oh, I will put it on something like, for example, something like that that's level also. And I'll put it just like this, cover it with my big bin. It's like one of those large tubs that you store things in. I put it over and just leave it be. And 24 hours it will be soft cured. So I can, you know, it's cured. But then in 72 hours, it's as fully cured as it will ever get. So soft cured is, you could still get like a, if I took this and kind of poked it, you'd still get a little mark in it or a fingernail mark, things like that. But a full cure is, it's as hard as it's ever going to get. Oh, you guys too. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a fun one and just kind of whimsical and cute for the spring and Easter. And you could do this on a small scale or even larger. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. Be sure and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, and that way you get notified when I go live. And I'm going live here every Monday, so come back next week. You can catch me on Facebook on Friday, though. All right, guys, have a good night, and thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you all very much. I've got to take this out every time. Thank you, guys. Bye.